couple of weeks ago was the 75th anniversary of the Omega Seamaster. And for that, they released a bunch of new watches. But despite giving us something like 8 new watches or something, I sensed some disappointment in the watch community. I want to talk about why that disappointment probably is a little misplaced, and what I think it is Omega was trying to do for the 75th anniversary, and why I think what they've done was actually pretty clever. Hi, I'm Pete McConville, and this is my channel where I overthink, overanalyze, and basically just geek out on watches far more than a healthy adult should. If that sounds like something that you're interested in, strap yourselves in, join the rest of this video. And if you do like it, like, subscribe, do all that good internet stuff. That would be brilliant. Thank you very much. Today, what I wanted to is talk about the recent Omega 75th anniversary release for their Seamaster collection. As I said, there was a lot of disappointment online, like, why couldn't you, if you're going to do the 75th anniversary, why couldn't you have updated the dive watch to give me a better tapering bracelet, to give me a better clasp, to do something else to the diver? All of the discussion around what people wanted for the 75th anniversary of the Seamaster was around one very specific reference of the Seamaster. Everyone wanted something for the 300M. The reality is that dive watch, that thing you think of as the Seamaster, is actually just one of a huge panoply of different Seamasters. The original Seamaster grew up looking like this, what today would almost be considered a dress watch. But then that was a sports watch. And from that one route, this entire tree has grown, going from everything from sort of the Garter watch, do-it-all sports watch of the Aquaterra, through to the ultra deeps and every step in between, it would seem. Not to mention, every now and then they do reach back to that original almost dress-oriented 1948 Seamaster and give us that again, still within the Seamaster collection. So the Seamaster is all sorts of things. Now, personally, I think that collection is a dog's breakfast. Personally, were I in charge of Omega, and I've said this many times before, I would break that collection up. Personally, I'd make it the Aquaterra collection, I'd have a Seamaster collection, and I'd have a Planet Ocean collection. And they would be 3 different collections. The Hayeks and Omega clearly disagree with me. They've taken a different approach. And their answer to that dog's breakfast problem is what they've done here for the 75th anniversary. You see, this anniversary is not, as I've said before, not about celebrating the dive watch. It's not about celebrating any particular watch within the Seamaster collection. It's about celebrating the entirety of the collection. But more than that, I think what Omega really wants to do is even have you remember that there are other parts of this collection. There is more to the Seamaster than just the dive watch that everyone immediately thinks about. And this idea then of re-releasing the core elements of this, the Aquaterra, the dive watch, the 300, the 300M, the Planet Ocean, the Ultra Deep, the World Timer, the reintroducing the Pro Prof and injecting that into this huge spectrum of watches, and then tying them all together with a single color scheme that at the same time is not the same, but rather like links in a chain, joins one watch to the next, was actually genius. I think it was a really clever move. And it is interesting if you do look at the kinds of ways that this watch release was discussed, it achieved its aim. If all they had done was come out and given us a fancy new 300M with a clasp that everyone loves and a new tapering bracelet that got all the watch geeks excited. That's great. People would have spoken about that watch. They would have said nice things. A few more units would have shifted. Nice. But instead, if you look at the coverage, if you look at what's come after that release, everyone's talking about the Aquaterra, and everyone's talking about the Ploprof, and everyone's talking about all these other watches that usually get forgotten, usually get missed as part of the Seamaster family. So whilst it's okay if you're disappointed, if what you really wanted was a new bracelet, a new clasp for the diver, I get it, that's fine. And if you would have thought the 75th anniversary was a good opportunity to update that dive watch, all power to you. You're not wrong. But what I would say is I think what Omega was trying to do and what I think Omega has done was much smarter for them and is going to have, if they continue this on, if they continue this path of trying to tie all the disparate strands of the Seamaster together better, I think this could actually have much more powerful, much longer lasting, and be a much smarter move for Omega moving forward. What do you think? Do you think that, bugger it, they should just get rid of all the other Seamasters, just give me my diver and give me a better bracelet? Do you think that's what they should have done for the 75th anniversary? Or do you, like me, think it was probably smarter for them to cast their wings a bit broader and look at the entire Seamaster family and try and tie all that together? Let me know in the comments below. As I said, I've been Pete McConville. This has been my channel where I talk about watches and all this sort of stuff. If you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, all that sort of crap. And we'll see each other later. Bye.